How everybody doing? Let me know if the levels are okay. Y'all let me know that you can hear me. Got a special guest tonight. Let me know if everybody can hear me okay. If the volume, the sound, is everything all right. Go ahead and invite and share. So glad that you all tuned in, and this is going to be a great discussion. Have a friend of mine is going to be sharing with her. We're going to be interviewing her with our salon and barbery opening. We know that that's a hot topic right now, and in this pandemic, it's a very important topic. So we want to just kind of get some views and share some thoughts around that to help you effectively open up. So I'm going to go ahead. Y'all go ahead and share and let somebody know that we're on with this conversation. You have tuned into the living room, where we have thought-provoking conversation to definitely change your life. So go ahead and let somebody know. If you see me looking down, I'm actually working everything. So don't mind me. I'm going to go ahead and bring her in now. Let's see here. And we'll go ahead and start this. Hey, Tor, how are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you pretty good.
Hey, everybody, go ahead and invite somebody in. This is my good friend, Keturah, who's been in the industry a while. I'm going to let her tell about herself and everything that's going on. So we've done some collaborations in the past that were really phenomenal. So going to give everybody, go ahead and share this and invite somebody in and let them know that we have some exciting conversations that we're going to be talking about tonight. Tor, is your volume, everything okay? You hear me fine? Everything's good?
Yeah, I hear you great.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So now we're going to go ahead and start. Those who catch on or see the replay, and we're going to go ahead and get right into this. So the topic tonight is barbers and beauty salons reopening. Now, we know in this pandemic, we've had a lot of things happening and going on, and we want to kind of help and assist with some people, those of you that are in your business or maybe you're starting up in the beauty industry. This kind of took us by storm. It's really like so nobody really knew how to prepare for this. But we just want to give you insight of some things that you can do and just help you with some tips that might be beneficial to you. So, Tori, before we get started, go ahead and tell us about yourself, how long you've been in the industry, and just go ahead and brief for those that might not know you. For those who might not know you, go ahead and tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, hi, my name is Keturah. I am the owner of New You Hair and Spa. It's located in Eville. I've been doing hair now. I've been a stylist for 29 years.
Okay.
It's a long time.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been a stylist for 29 years. I started in the industry as a teenager. I started in the industry at 17. So I've been around a few corners with this, but I've never seen anything like this in the 29 years. I've never seen anything like this before.
I know, right? I know. So with you've been a salon owner you've been in the industry 29 years, but you've been a salon owner for how
long? About 9 years. About 9 years. Yes.
9 years. And Keturah, she's like the owner of a New You salon and spa. They do an awesome job. I had the opportunity to work with her a number of times. So I wanted to invite her because we're always talking and picking each other's brains with different things that we can do better in this industry. So tonight's talk, guys, as you all are still inviting people in, and if you all are on here and you're a beauty industry professional, whether it's a barber, whether you're a MUA, all of these things that we're going to be sharing tonight is going to be beneficial to you. And it's just some things that we want to talk about and share. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit about my background. I actually taught hair school for about 10 years, if you will. And one of the topics that we discussed was sanitation and infection control. So I got a little background in this, and I want to just share some tips. So as we get in it, we're going to, if you have some questions, you go ahead and put them in there, and I'm going to try to do my best to moderate, but I want to just allow Tor to kind of talk freely.
Okay.
And direct us in there. So my first question is this: with all your experience, I know that we're all taken by surprise with this pandemic because we did not know it was going to be like this. We didn't know that we were going to not be working this long, and it's a serious thing.
Yes.
I mean, that we're and this is our source of income. How has this pandemic changed your platform, or how does it affect your business? How does it affect your business?
Okay, so it has changed my business dramatically because, of course, we cannot work. We're closed down. So, um, be the fact that I have a salon and then I have a spa upstairs. None of the girls are working. There's no resources for us. They say unemployment, but there's no resources for the salon industry. I haven't spoken with a salon owner or a stylist or MUA
Hmm.
who have even received any assistance through unemployment. And
Right.
then for me, I received no resources from the SBA as well as the PPP. There
Hmm.
are a lot of different other entities that were giving out money to salon owners. But when you clicked onto the link, it was more or less when there was a catastrophe, meaning
Wow. Hmm.
hurricanes, and it had to be something that was almost um, if it, basically like if a hurricane or a tornado or anything that was God sent
Right.
like that. That's the only resources they had. So a lot of those programs that was giving out $500 for that, once they realized that people were blogging up the internet with requests for the money, that's when they was like, oh no, we can't give you that. That's
Right.
for those type of emergencies. So Corona wasn't on that list. So
Right.
it has really affected us, and me and many others, as well as I know it's you,
Right.
because there's no resources for us, and to me it makes me feel like they feel like we are second class. They don't
Right.
take I don't feel like anyone takes our business serious.
Right.
Our
And I mean,
industry, our industry.
that's a valid feeling. And you know how I look at it is it's new. You know what I'm saying? This is something that happened new for everybody. So it's like we really weren't prepared. And I know, like you mentioned, a lot of the resources was out there. I too submitted, and I actually just got back a response from the SBA, I think it is today. And they were saying that, you know, they're still reviewing applications. So, and the reason why I pose that question, because this is the thing, you have a lot of people, and it's funny, even today, when some people saw my flyer, if you could believe this, some people were concerned. And they were concerned because with the spread of this COVID-19 and the stylists, barbers being your only source of income, it really puts us in a awkward place. I was sharing with my wife today, I never thought I would see the day where doing hair would be a life risking. You know what I'm saying? Because like now, but when you
Right.
think about our source of income, it's like we got to make that decision. So a lot of people, and that's why I wanted to do this live, a lot of people don't really understand that this is our only source of income. So if we don't work,
We don't eat.
I know I'll probably get a lot of rebuttal, and like, you know, where you could catch it and this and different things. So what we're going to talk about tonight is some safety precautions, some cushions that we could do that will help us. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we got to do what we got to do. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the end of the day, and that's not being, not thoughtful about other people in the spread of this contagious disease. But we want to do and create some health and wisdom around getting back behind that chair. So the pandemic has affected you and a lot of stylists greatly. So we appreciate that. Now tell us this: what do you see like from like before when we were in the salon? And I mean a common cold and different things come out. We had a regimen of cleaning. What would you say that you see as the new norm? What's the new norm? What do you see from your line of business as the new norm? What we're getting ready to go into?
Well, the new norm for a new you would be that we would definitely have to be more conscious and serious about um, the appointments. Meaning, sometimes we do get comfortable because we have been having a lot of our clients for many years, and we tend to, as stylists, we tend to love our clients as if they're family. And so a lot of
Right.
times, we do. And a lot of times with that being said, a lot of times we allow them to break rules that we have set for our business.
Hmm.
We do allow them to
Hmm.
break the rules because we treat them like they're our aunties and cousins and sisters.
Right.
And so now we're going to have to be like the mean cousin, meaning that
Mhm.
now we're going to have to implement one client at a time.
Right. Hmm.
Everybody has to take the appointments serious. No one can bring a guest. You do have to wear a mask because we do clean our salons. We do clean our salons. I
Hmm.
wipe up, I clean. I even have during the week, I even have a cleaning service that even come in and clean. This is something I've been doing since I've been open. I've always had
Right.
someone come in and clean, and then we clean ourselves. But now, as a new you, we would have to clean after each appointment. So therefore, if I have to have a
Wow.
gap, so now I'm not going to be able to do as many clients as I used to can do in a day. And I used to can,
Right.
turn them. I used to can turn them in and out. I was pretty fast.
Right. Right. Right.
But now I'm going to have to, where I could have took 10, I'm gonna have to take 5
Right.
because
Right.
I have to, in between that client, after that client leave, I can't allow the other client to come in until I wipe down the shampoo bowl and the chair. And with all that being said, you got to remember there's other stylists that work beside me. So then we
Right.
have to all be conscious of, if you got a salon with 4 stylists, that's 8 people now in a salon because you got them 4 and then the 4 clients. And
Right.
so we have to everything we do has to be maneuvered around who needs the dryer. Do we need to separate the dryers? Do we need to
Right.
move the
Hmm.
dryers in different positions? Do we need to bring some of the dryers out front? Everything is now have to be very strategic. Everything we do in the
Right.
salon
Hmm.
has to be very strategic, and our cleaning has to be even more. Um, and then I feel bad because we have a lot of people. Like for me, I have a stylist that actually works for me who has one of the most sensitive. She's sensitive to any type of smell.
Hmm.
So is for me, I gotta go out and purchase even more expensive cleaners because I gotta get the cleaners that kind of don't have smell. And then think about it,
Hmm.
even though that's the stylist that has that, there are many clients who cannot take the smell of bleach, who cannot take the smell of different strong chemical cleaners. And
Right.
so we're gonna have to kind of waver this around. I don't want to jump the gun, but when you get to some other things, I'll talk about
Mhm.
that.
Okay, and that's very important because this new norm is something that we really have to kind of invent as we go along, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like we've never been in this place before. So there, I could really, uh, kind of foresee that some things we'll probably do, but as we're along, we're going to have to like regroup and say, okay, that's not working. We're going to have to do this to really see this thing and make it work to protect ourselves as well as the client, because I mean we want them to come in that safe environment and really feel secure. But at the same time, I believe the client's going to have to work with us and understand, this is the new norm. So if we want our hair service and different things like that, this is what we're going to have to do. Now, what I created, and this is a shameless plug, I create a packet that I'm going to be sharing. And if you, those of you that are watching, you probably clicked on See It Online when I was actually putting it out. I created a handbook for reopening with pertinent information and some of the things that we're talking and suggesting today. Now, I want to give a disclosure. By no means am I employee of CDC or anything of that nature. However, I did teach cosmetology for 10 years, and one of our first chapters that we went over, the class that I taught, was infection control. And here's the thing, as Couture mentioned, a lot of the cleaning and different things that we talked about that she shared were already in the chapter. But we know when we get out of school, we kind of get away from those things. But now it's time for us, if you have a Milady Standard book, all of us that have been to school, it's time to pull that out. Because we need to understand, I was looking at an article today where they're saying that the Barbicide is out of stock and people are panicking. And you have to understand and do your research on anything that is EPA certified, which is hospital grade disinfectant. They're okay to use within your salon environment. But I'm kind of jumping the gun because I want to share Tours getting some great briefly touched on them, and it kind of as a precaution or a cushion, if you will, for the clients that will be coming. Do you all have what systems do you have in place? Do you all use online booking or something of that nature?
So each one of us have our own online booking, and on our booking site there is one of the young ladies. You can't come without a mask.
Okay, yeah.
No gas. So she
Mhm.
already have everything there, so they know before they even click book that these are the
Mhm.
rules. And so we all are implementing some form of rules on our booking site
Right,
that allows the client to know before you even book. So that way, before you even click OK or pay your deposit, that
right.
this is the new norm for a while, and it might be our new norm forever. We don't
Right.
know,
Right.
and
And
so
so
this is what
and
we're
so
doing.
clients, y'all can't get upset. Like Tua said earlier, we was treating y'all like aunties and cousins and stuff. So you can't get upset because it's that serious. It's
And
that serious. If you're
I
entering into that establishment, we're not going to be able to service you. That's it. At the end of the day, it's not going to happen.
and I think that what the main thing is, we as stylists, we love our clients. God knows we do, but we got to get to a place where we have to make them respect it, because they respect the 6 feet lines. I had to go to the store today, and I had to stand out there with my mask on in a line, and I had to stand
Mhm.
6 feet, and I stood at the red tape, and so I know that I have to respect those rules because it's to protect me. It's not just to
Right.
protect the store, but they're doing that to protect me. And if
Right.
we could, and if the clients, they go do everything else. So if they can go do that at Walmart and Lowe's and any
Right.
other store, we're even smaller. So we really
Mhm.
need you to be even more cautious, because now I have to be in close proximity to you. I have to touch
Right.
you. Where in the store, they're not even touching you. And so I need you to definitely not be sick, not have went everywhere and done this and that, because I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to turn you around. I'm
Right.
not gonna be able to service you. You can't come in
Right.
sneezing, and I know I feel bad because I'm one with one of the worst allergies. I take so much for my allergies, so even for me, I know that when I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I put my allergy medicine right beside the bed so I can take it, because
Right.
I don't want to make anyone else feel uncomfortable. And I've been having allergies my whole life. But to
Right.
make
Correct.
to make others not be uncomfortable, I make sure I take it. And then I even have some Zyrtex in my car. So just in case I feel like that's wearing off, I take another one. I know I'm supposed to
Right.
take two in one day, but I don't want people to feel uncomfortable even with me with my allergies. And they're gonna have to do that for us too.
Right. So I know you mentioned too when we talked earlier that you actually have masks that, if I'm not mistaken, your clients can purchase from you, or you said you're going to supply that in the salon. If I could, yeah.
Yes. So what I did is I did order some bulk ones. I
Mhm.
ordered some a new UMass, and hopefully, by the time we get back to work, they'll be here, because everything is on back order due to the fact that
Right. Yeah.
are
True.
um a lot of people are out of work, and so they
Mhm.
don't have the staff to even meet the quotas of the things that we need. Even with our
Yeah.
products, a lot of products is on back order because there's no one in the factories that's making them. So
Right.
we're just like how you said the barber side. So in my booking site, I would suggest that if I don't have one for you and you don't have one, a bandana would do.
Okay. Hmm.
I
Right.
mean, a bandana, because before I had mine, I went to Walmart. I paid $1.49, and I'm telling you, I bought over 20 bandanas.
Hmm. Hmm.
I did. I just grabbed a whole bunch, and I know I bought about 20, and I bought about 20 bandanas, and I gave them to my kids, because at this point remember, that's when everybody was panicking and buying up everything. So I
Exactly.
thought outside the box and said, you know what? I'm gonna get some bandanas.
Right.
Well,
Right.
it
Right.
worked. I was covered up
Right.
even when no one had a mask. So there are ways to think outside the box, and there are so many different companies on Facebook and Instagram. There's so many people who are sewing and making
Right. They're
masks.
making
So
them now. They're making them.
so there's really no excuse not to really have one. You might
Right.
be waiting on one, but if you can't, get a bandana. I would accept that because I understand.
Do you have any other policy about what about your clients bringing in? I know you mentioned that they can only bring one person, but what about like purses? Because I know sometimes clients like to bring their lunch in, they like to eat while they're in the dryer and different things of that nature.
What
Can you kind of speak to that? Like, what's your protocol for your client, like an appointment? Like, could you just walk us through what
well,
that's
like
going to
even for that now, because of what's going on, and to minimize anything happening to anyone, I suggest that you already eat lunch. And the funny thing is, like, I have snacks there, so
be?
I do have snacks. So if you needed to purchase some chips or whatever, but to bring a whole dinner in, I can't do that anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have to
Right,
get, the reason we allow them to do all this stuff is because we love them and we treat them like
right,
auntie
exactly.
cousin. And so,
Right,
and then a lot of times, let's just be honest, they go off our behavior. We sit there and
right,
go grab something to
exactly.
eat, and
Right,
we're sitting there. And so now
right,
even we're gonna have to be more conscious. We're gonna have to treat this our salon now almost like a business. I mean, when I mean like almost like a business, what I'm saying is taking breaks. Like
right. I got.
literally taking a 30-minute break. If I have to go sit in my car and go eat my lunch and don't have nobody scheduled in that window, then that's what we're gonna have to do, because we're gonna have to make sure that everybody is safe at all costs.
Right. And I guess that's one of the things that I look at and see. It's really going to cause a lot of us to really promote professionalism. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're going to have to schedule everything. And that's one of the things that I want to add. It's important to have systems in place. Online booking is going to be paramount during these times, because one of the things that I'm already tweaking my system, where the liability waiver, we're going to talk about that in a minute, is already going to be on there. We're going to do pre-screening before they even come to the salon. And that's a lot. But again, in order for this to work, because like I said, I had some people kind of ask me before I did this, like, man, with this thing is killing people. It's contagious and all that. And I was one of the same person feeling that way. But then I was thought, what? Y'all got to understand, this all we got. It's either that or we're going to be out in the yard. You know what I'm saying? Your
Right.
savings for different things is not going to last for so much. And we're already, 2 months into this thing, So when we look at it, we got to make some decisions. But I believe it can be done if we keep ourselves up, also with regimens of supplements, things that we have to keep our body. As Tura mentioned, she makes sure she takes her necessities before she gets in there. So when the clients are coming, then we're promoting a safe, infectious-free environment. So it's up to us. We got to work together through this. We got to work with this. So, and clients have to understand that this is the new normalcy that we're going to. In order for you to get your hair, get your color, and all those things done, you got to work with the system. That's the bottom line.
Yes.
Got to work with the system, or it's not gonna, it's not gonna happen. Tura, also, I wanted to, it's like so many things. I got a couple of notes, but I wanted to touch on this too. In this time, I know earlier a lot of people, because we were feeling the effects of not receiving that income in, and even though we put some, took advantage of the resources out there. Could you talk about some things that you've done that kind of supplemented your income during this time, like while you were at home? Could you talk about some of the things that you did and some product you created?
Yes. Now the funny thing about this is something that God has put on my heart to do a long time ago. A lot of my clients, I'm always saying little slogans and little funny, funny things, and they were like, "You should put it on the shirt." And I tell you, COVID-19 has made you sit and made you write and made you think and make
Mm-hmm.
you, and it also made me mad. And I'm gonna tell you why. Before I tell you what I did to supplement my income, I'm gonna tell you it made me angry that I was not prepared, that I did not. Let's forget about, I know COVID is here, but let's forget about just the COVID for a second. We have to, as owners of a business, as stylists, we have to sit and if we have to pay, a lot of us, I do pay myself, but what I'm paying
Mm-hmm.
myself is really not a lot. And I got to now pay myself more so that when anything happens, whether if I get sick or whether if I break an arm or
Mm-hmm.
whether whatever the case is, and I have to take a month off work, that I can take a month off work and just be okay. But
Mm-hmm.
because I paid myself and then stole from myself, I had to rely on what God had put in my heart a long time ago to do. And
Hmm.
so it was a blessing that I was able to create my salon logo. I just, I have a
Hmm.
you look, funny name, a new you. And so that can go with anything. Anything is a new you. You get your hair done, that's a new you. If doing some new things in your life, it's a new you. You lost weight, it's a new you. And so with that being said, I decided to go ahead and create my t-shirt line. And so I was able to do that, and I was able to, then it became where I started creating hats with it. And so I was able to do that, and I was amazed at, and I thank every client and every friend and
Hmm.
everybody who was like, hey, I need a shirt, I need this, I need that. And I began shipping, I began selling, and it was able to, you know, I was comfortable.
Making it
You know,
happen.
I
Yeah.
I made it happen. And so
Absolutely.
what it did for me was, not only did I was able to make things happen, then it taught me that there's so much more to us than behind the chair.
Right.
And
Right.
then the things that's behind, so much more to us than what's behind the chair. But not only that, we have to take the gift and allow it to make all the room it can for us. And
Right.
what
Yeah.
happened is we just stand, we do one thing. And we're, to be honest, stylists, we are what we are. We are artists.
Hmm.
So there's
Right.
so much art for us to create and for us to, to venture out into other fields that's still in the artistry beauty industry.
Hmm.
And so I just created that, and I'm going to continue that. That won't stop after, just because, they say we can get back. That's going to be something that I will always have for my clients. And it won't just be a new you shirts. We went on beyond that. We have Mother's Day shirt. I mean, there's so much
Right.
more I have to offer. And
That that's so.
I
I'm sorry. Go
go ahead.
ahead.
No, go
That's
ahead.
so good because, like you said, and I just want to touch that. We are creative people. We're creative people, and I was speaking to a barber the other day, and they were sharing, like, they were like, "Man, I can't." Like he was saying that salons can sell oils and oil sheets and different things like that. He said, "But I can't do that." And sometimes we have to, like you said, think outside of the box. What can you creatively do? I know stylists that can make music. I know stylists that can, like you say, paint, and I know stylists that and barbers that can do a number of things. But we kind of zone into to just the hair aspect of it. But right now, there is an abundance of resources that people are looking for on the internet that can be done in your home. I'm helping somebody right now write a book. So it's like things you gotta look outside of the box and be resourceful, even in that new products. Um, New products that can be created for your clientele. I wanted to ask you this too, and then somebody has a question I'm gonna talk about. How have you kept in contact with your clients during this time? What creative ways or things that you've done to kind of keep, conversation open with your clients, kind of encourage them or just let them know, hey, this is what's going on. What have you and your staff done to kind of solidify that?
Now, this is the funny part, because I'm old school too. You remember, I've been in the game 29 years, right? So being that
Right.
I'm old school, I still keep a client book.
Okay,
I
got you.
have a client book. And in the client book, I have their email, phone number. I have things about their hair, things about their health. So these things that
Hmm.
I've already implemented a long time ago. And
Hmm.
so now I am my thumbs are killing me because I am the text and call queen.
Hmm.
So I text them, I inbox them, I leave messages on my business page. I do have a salon business page. I don't leave it on the website, but I do
Right.
leave it on the salon business page. And so on the salon business page, I put little notes up. I say, I hope you guys are staying safe. I love you so much, and I leave that. I'm often putting up videos of
Hmm.
different stuff to let them know that how much I care. So I am in talks with them every day. I'm always talking to my
Right.
clients. I'm either texting, calling, or I'm doing a video, or I'm writing something on the business page. And I inbox, but I think that a lot of clients need to get back to that client book. If we get back to
Right.
that client book talks about your health issues.
Right.
There's a section in that book that talks about your health issues. And so
Right.
then that's how you know how to handle that client. I know if I have certain clients, that can't deal with certain heat because they take blood pressure medication.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I know those things. I know who's diabetic. I know who take high blood pressure pills because I have a client book. And I mean, I know that's old school. Some of the newer stylists that may be listening in, they don't have that. But I tell you, if you get back to some of those old resources, it will help
Right.
you, especially now that we're dealing with the COVID-19. You'll
Right.
kind of know if this client deals with is diabetic. You wouldn't want to have that client service that client with another unhealthy client or a younger client. You want to
Right.
kind of know when to schedule them. So
Right. That,
yeah.
and I just want to jump in real quick. That's powerful. I mean, what you just said is powerful because what it's doing, it's again bringing us back to what we should have been doing before. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to tear down our culture, but a lot of times in our Black salons, and I say this with love, but it's the truth.
Oh yeah.
We have negated to do those type of things. Would you agree? We don't keep those, whether it's in a book or whether it's on the computer, because a lot of us are digital now. This is a digital age, but we've negated to do that. And I think this is a good time to lead into a question somebody had. And thank you for your question, guys. If y'all have questions or if this is making sense to you or helping you out, give us some thumbs up or something. Let us know that this conversation is spreading knowledge to you. So let us know that. But this person asked this, that if a person is a diabetic, and you just mentioned that, if they're diabetic, then we want to schedule them accordingly. He said, now we know diabetics, they have to eat on a certain schedule. What would be the protocol, or how would you handle that? Somebody coming to the salon and they're a diabetic and they have to eat. How would you handle that? What would be your systems in place for that, a diabetic?
Well, remember I said that I actually sell snacks. And they're just pretzels and little soft snacks. I'm talking about a full dinner. I'm talking about sometimes we allow people to bring a full dinner. Listen, I've had clients that's diabetic. They will have snacks in their purse. They'll have something that keep them going through the day. Well, see, this is why I'm saying that you would not schedule that particular client with other clients. You understand what I'm saying? You would that's
right.
But if we're gonna go back to the system where we're scheduling the client and then we're scheduling the client for maybe an hour or 2 hours, so then there wouldn't really be no one really with them anyway, and they'll have their snacks in their bag. And snacks and dinner are two different things.
Right. Yeah.
Because they'll bring the whole Popeyes, and we can't let them bring Popeyes. You just got to grab some chips,
right,
or a little muffin or something to keep your, them up while they're doing that. And you can't allow them to play that on you neither, because they know that they should have eaten. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll play you if we can. Come on.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know our protocol, my protocol would be, I would schedule them, but at the same time, I would let them know that if they have to, they can always go back to their car, because in my establishment, I'm not doing any type of snacks or anything. But I will schedule that one individual. But again, especially with someone of those health challenges, we want to use every precaution to make sure they're in a safe environment. Thank you. Did that answer your question? Y'all, come on, give us some hearts or something. Let us know that you all are enjoying this conversation. I appreciate Tura for taking out her busy schedule to talk to us, sharing these things. Now, I want to speak to those stylists and barbers that are on here. I have created a handbook in detail. I have a few posters. They're not huge posters, but they're posters that you can print yourself. It's a PDF file. You can go to my website. I'll put that up in a minute. You can go to my website and download the link. And it's got some interesting, some valuable reopening product and resources in there. Also a liability waiver. Now, a lot of clients are not going to like this, but we're going to do our best to create that environment that's infectious free to the best of our ability. However, we want to protect ourselves. And like I said, you've seen these things in the news where people are coming because they want their hair done, but they're turning around and suing the stylist because they can contracted the virus, or for that matter, anything. So we have to be business owners and look at this from a whole different dynamic. And that's what Tura is sharing. We have to regroup and step back, if you will, and say, okay, this is how it's going to be. And once we create this space and this product for those clients, it's up to the clients to comply with what is being asked, so we can still provide for you the best service in a safe environment. Does that make sense? So we want to make sure we continue to do that. So we want to explore those resources for you. And it just going back to what Tura said with the t-shirts, and they're beautiful, by the way. You can visit her on her Facebook. She did some awesome things to create that revenue. And here's the thing. As business owners, it's time for us to look at many streams of income anyway, because that's just being wise. That's being wise in this industry. And what this time is doing for a lot of stylists and barbers is preparing us, and that's what I'm praying, that the structure of our business, the dynamics of our business is changing, because now we're really going to see, as we tweak our systems, we're going to also see money and revenue that's going to stay, because now we're like, okay, if we, God forbid, go through another pandemic, I'm going to be ready. You know what I'm saying? We're like, I'm going to be ready for the next time. I'm going to have things stocked away, even as it relates to Barbicide. Those are things, and I don't say this being inconsiderate, but those are things we should have had in our salons anyway. We should have been using.
You have to have them because when State Board comes, that's one of the first things they ask for is your Barbicide. So Barbicide should have already been in the cabinet or somewhere in the back of the salon waiting to use when you put it in your containers. So Barbicide is something, and also for stylists as well as barbers, the spray that we use on the clippers that kill HIV and every other thing, we have to have that as well. That kills anything. Right. I don't remember the name of it, but it's the can that we spray that we use.
One is called Cool Lube, and one is called Barbicide.
Yes.
One is in the orange and white can, and one is in the blue, and it's the 4-in-1 Cool Lube, and it has those. This is something that a lot of stylists, even when we're talking about infection control and preventing the spread of not just the COVID virus, but anything, these are things that we should be doing. A lot of stylists, I've seen it done. We don't know how to properly use the Barbicide. We look at it, we pour it in the containers because, like you said, and y'all know me, I'm a straight shooter. I'm just going to say it for what it's worth, and if people click off, it's fine. But those that will see the value in it will benefit for it and start adjusting yourself accordingly, because it's bigger than just State Board running in there. You want to protect yourself and your client. When you deal with Barbicide, you want to follow the manufacturer's instruction, and it's EPA certified, which is Environmental Protection Agency. They regulate this stuff. That it's the solution that's going to kill that bacteria or those virus. You want to make sure that you're getting a product that has a virucidal on it. If it's not doing that, then it's not going to do much when securing your facility. Your tools. Your first line of defense is what we call sanitation. That's rinsing them with soap and water. You're going to rinse them, because I've seen stylists do this. They take their combs or hair, and if you look at their Barbicide bowl, it's like a fish tank with gunk and stuff in it. But we have to follow these proper procedures now. And like Tura was sharing, make the time to do the proper sanitation. And not just COVID, but anything that might. No. We want to make sure we're giving that best protection for our clients as well as ourselves. Does that make sense? You know, we're going to have those resources. Also, I wanted to say, if you go on Amazon, has a lot of masks and different things that you can order now, because we don't know when we're going to open, but they have those things that you can go ahead and order now. Also, Wish. I just want to throw out some of those resources. And also Barbicide, the company, if you go to their website, they're conducting a test that you will get a certificate that will certify that you have done the necessities in being certified in infection control. And I think that's a good tool to have, to let your client know, display that somewhere that your clients will see that you are serious about protecting them in those aspects. All right, y'all, come on, give us some hearts or something if that's making sense. If this is good for you. Toward the last question, and then we're going to go ahead and we'll have a few questions. If somebody on here have Q&A, we'll take those questions. What are some resources? And you talked about what you came up, but what are some other resources that we can gain revenue or also build those contact with other stylists or clients? And just to kind of prompt you, you spoke to me about a Facebook that you had came across. If you can kind of talk about that, those resources, and how those will be helpful to us.
I can't hear you.
Oh, I lost your sound?
I can't hear you.
Okay, try it now. Wait a minute. Okay, can you hear me now?
No.
Okay. All right, let me see. All right, y'all, we experienced a little technical difficulties. Let me see if I can bring her back in. We lost our sound. All right, what about now? Can you hear me? No? Okay. Okay, we lost Tura. I don't know what happened. Something, I lost her. So I'm going to see if I can't reconnect with her. But hi, can you hear now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right, we back home. Okay, so we lost our signal for a minute, but we're back. Just promise with the resources and some things that you found. You mentioned to me that a great a networking platform that you came across on Facebook. If you can kind of just talk about that and share the resources on that platform.
Well, the one platform that I had noticed a young lady had created was called Orlando Business. And I seen that was a platform for just any type of business, no, not just stylists, but any type of business. With that, it was resources where if you put your name on there and you let people know, you just never knew who was looking for what. And so
Gotcha.
you added your services, and it didn't matter what you did. If you was a realtor or a doctor or someone selling cupcakes, there's someone there that is on that particular page. And I was amazed how the young lady started it, and it's up to over 10,000 members.
Wow.
Within a week or so. So the resources is there. I know earlier before we kind of went off, for the barbers that's out there, there are a lot of like barbers. I think that they should reach out to Andy's and a lot of these clipper companies. They're create a YouTube, create different. Go within yourself. A lot of people are afraid to be in front of the camera, but if you can start filming yourself and getting in front of the camera or showing your skills with using the clippers, hashtag is your friend, hashtag those clipper companies, hashtag those curling iron companies. A lot of these people who we see that selling curling irons and clippers and edge control and all these things, a lot of these people, because of hashtag, and these companies saw the revenue that they were bringing to the page, the people that was coming to their page. And so, you are an asset to other people. They see what you can bring. If you are if you do wigs and you color them and you're using Kiss color or any other color and you're hashtagging, this company see the quality of people that's coming to your page, and they will pick you up, and you get paid for this.
Right.
So you use every resource.
That happened to you with Kiss Color, right?
Yeah, Kiss came and did one of my they brought products to the salon. That happened to a lot of styles. That came all over Orlando. I know. I think Kendall was one of them. I think I know a couple of people at different. I know a couple different salons that a lot of Kids Color dropped off the color to them, and
Hmm.
you have to, like I said, you just got to utilize what that the gift that you have, and make resources with it. But outside of that, I know that we're talking about the way to create new revenue and the way to protect ourselves and the way that we're going to have to conduct new business in the salon. But we also have to learn to start paying ourselves. This is what we do not know as stylists. We are in panic mode because we are literally living hairstyle to hairstyle, where the
Yeah,
other
you're
people
right.
are living paycheck to paycheck. We're
Hmm.
living hairstyle to hairstyle, haircut to haircut, hairstyle to
Hmm.
hairstyle, makeup to makeup. This is how we're living. And this is not a good way to live because we have to pay ourselves. And for those of you who do not know, a lot of times you can go to your bank. You can't, it's not a lot of times. You can go to your bank, and at your bank, you can set up your own 401k plan at your
Wow.
bank. These are things that you can set up on your own. You do not have to work for a company to start setting up where a 401k. A lot of times you can do it through your insurance. A lot of times with different insurance companies, it depends. I'm talking about life insurance companies. They have different plans where they would flip your money. You know what I'm saying? So there
Hmm.
are a lot of resources out there that you have to just get on your phone. You have to Google. A lot of times we as stylists we don't have anything. We get hurt, or
Yeah.
Aflac is our friend. We have to research Aflac, because if you get sick, you can go home and you will get a paycheck according
Right.
to what you make. So you definitely need to. Cash is our friend. We like cash,
Hmm.
but the more we take debit and credit card, not necessarily Cash App,
Hmm.
but debit and credit card. Now, if you're taking Cash App and you're linking your Cash App to your business, or you're taking Zelle and these other revenues of the way of receiving income, and you're linking it to your business account, then it shows as business revenue. But you need these things in order to show that you're making money, and that you need to then go to your bank and say, hey, listen, you see that I have the revenue coming in. I would like to do my own 401k, whatever these things that corporate America
Right.
offers their people. We can do these things too. We can, like I said, we could do Aflac. So when you do get sick, there is an income coming in where you don't feel like I can't, because a lot of times, let's just be honest, a lot of us are dying to get back into the salon because we have no other resources and we
That's
tapping out
right.
of
That's
money.
true. That's true.
And so the reason we're tapping out of money because we splurge because we live hairstyle to hairstyle, haircut to
Yeah.
haircut, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And so we need to now. COVID-19 has taught me it's a lot of things that I don't necessarily need.
Right. Right. Right.
It has taught me the value of the small things that I have. It's
Hmm.
taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot. So not only has it taught me how to do business with my clientele, is now also taught me how to do business even better when it comes to my money.
Right. It's changing the dynamics of our business structure, and that's one of the things that I was praying out of. Real quick, I got a question. I want to mention this. Sand Turner, for those that are on here that are stylists, and you're looking for the sanitizer and the disinfectant cleaners, Straight Request has a awesome product out. I purchased mine. So if you want, I don't have her link, but you can find Sand on Facebook, and I think she's in the comment. I saw her in the comments.
And she's on Instagram as well.
Instagram as well. So you can check her out for those. If you can't find Barber Side, I'm pretty sure their product is industry standard when it comes to disinfecting things of that nature. And I mean, we're doing this, guys. I wanted to do this, invite Tour on here. We only have a couple of minutes left, but we really want to help somebody. So we want to feel our hearts, feel what we're saying. I know Tour is a good person. She's been a friend of mine for a while. And so we just want to share. And I'm just thinking to her, maybe later we'll come back and talk about business structure, because a lot of things, what I found out to this time too, that people are stressing out about in our industry as well, is the stimulus. And one of the requirements for the stimulus check is you have to have applied your income tax.
Well, see, that's not true, because what you could do is go on. If you did not file, you could fill out a non-filers form. It's called a non-filers form, and you just Google it, and then you fill that information out. Mm-hmm. And now the only thing is, when you fill it out, is whatever address, or that's where you'll receive a check. It would not come direct deposit, but you will receive a check. So you do not have to have filed. Anybody in the United States can get that money. So I say to you, if you have not received anything, go ahead and go on Google and fill out a non-filers file, and file with the non-filers, and then you would receive something.
That's great information. So I hope that helped a lot of us, the stylists. We're running out of time, guys. This has been good. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. Give us some thumbs or some likes, because it's been really good. And I thank Tua for sharing with us. We're going to answer this question. And if you all have more questions, I'm looking at the feed now. That if you have questions, we have one question here that I want to. So if someone comes to the salon and they're asking with one or more stylists in the younger clients, what do you have in place for older clients that are high risk? How are we going to handle older clients that are high risk?
So repeat the question, because they said if someone comes to the salon
and it's mixed with younger clients and old, do you have something in place for older clients that are high risk?
Oh, you're saying that if there are more than one stylist in the salon, and I particularly service older clients, right, and this particular stylist service younger clients.
Correct.
Okay, so this is where the salon, as a team of stylists, this is where they would sit down and kind of go and strategize with each other on if like on their clientele list. Well, I kind of basically do this. This is my demographic of clients I normally do, and I normally do this kind. And so what I would do, and what I would suggest, if as the owner and as the stylist, they would come together and have a salon meeting, and they would go up and down their list and see who does what. And if the salon is big enough, then I would service. If I had to go up and service my this client up front, and you service your client in the back. It depends on the size of the salon. It depends on, because this is the time, stylists and barbers and makeup artists, that we got to stop bickering amongst each other, and we're gonna have to get along. We're gonna have to be friends. We're gonna have to be friends. We're gonna, because I know a lot of salons, a lot of the stylists don't normally get along. And I hate to say that. I mean, it's just true. And so this is the time. Yeah. This is the time that we're gonna have to get along, because we're gonna have to talk, and I'm gonna have to know. Did you schedule Miss Ann today? And if you schedule Miss Ann, then is it okay if you and Miss Ann go up there, or can you do your client in the back today? I'm just saying, this is the time you guys gonna have to work together.
Okay, somebody just said with the non-filers form. Hey Tony, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. He said that it will allow you to link a bank account. And you will receive deposit.
You could do it. You could do that.
First thing, he had someone that received their stimulus to that. Thank you, Tony, for joining us. Appreciate you being on there. So that's good information. We hope that's helpful to somebody. That you can definitely get that and make that work, because we want that to definitely be a resource for everybody. Y'all, the time has been well spent, and I hope that everyone has drawn from this. It is my hope when I created this. This is my platform, The Living Room. I normally talk about practical biblical principles for everyday life, but I talked to her. I said, let's do something geared towards stylists. And I'm kind of thinking about maybe next week we might do something as well, and maybe I'll bring somebody else on. Just reach out and just encourage us through this time and help structure and rebuild, if you will, with our going forth, because this is a very crucial time, but we can get through this together. And Tua said that we can get through it together if we all join together and help one another out. And just,
Can I say one thing before we go? I said, let me say one thing before we.
Yeah, go
log
ahead.
off.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we talked about San and San Turner. She does she does have the products that they have
Mm-hmm.
my mind
The
is
straight.
blank. Oh, yeah, the straight request. No, I know it's a straight request product. I'm talking about the hand sanitizer. But
Gotcha.
also, San is very knowledgeable of all their products. So any
Mm-hmm.
stylist that is looking for products and you're looking for someone to not just bring you hand sanitizer, but she's very, I have to give her that. She's very
Mm-hmm.
knowledgeable about the straight request product. So plug for her, but seriously, contact her and she will give you knowledge on how to not just how not just use the hand sanitizer and those products, but all their products. Like I mean, she loves to, to share
Yeah.
all the information she
Yeah.
has, and that is great because a lot of times we get dropped off products, but there's no one to really just share the
Right.
knowledge of the products. So, I think it'll be a great idea that they, if San's on here, that she reach out and do maybe a little her live and explain the products for people.
Right. She's good, and just add on what Tua was saying. She's excellent when it comes to partnering with the stylist.
Yes.
That's one of the things. Like San is good with partnering with the stylist, and she makes sure you're well informed about those products. And I can say this firsthand. She's not just about putting product in your hand for the sales.
Right.
And maximize on that relationship. She's very dependable, and this is like a shout out to San because she's one of my favorite persons, even though she with me all the time. But I love her to life. But she will definitely make sure that you're going to get informed and know the knowledge of why you're using what you're using to create a great relationship between you and your product distributor. And
now, mind you, she's selling professional products.
Go ahead, Tori. I didn't hear. Go ahead.
No, I said, mind you guys, this is for professional use only. So what she has is for the professional. So I need them to understand that part of it.
That's one of the other things. It's so much we can talk about. We got to do this again. We got to do this again. There's so much I want to discuss. But for the stylists that are on here, if it's all possible, y'all, and this is something that I try to do, shop products from a professional, reputable distributor.
Yes.
Let's not go to these little stores and I know like some of the stuff I have to get like my combs and stuff there, but I made it up in my mind. I only buy combs and maybe plastic caps or something like that. But my products, we have to learn to protect our industry. We have to learn to protect our industry. And I believe with all of this sanitation and different things that we're having to implement, it's going to bring the standards of our industry up to an all-time high because now we have to execute and have a game plan. Like Tua said, it's no longer working from hair to hair, and some of us, we're guilty of this. We plan our book by the bill we have to. Y'all, come on. We've been in this a while. We know it's the truth.
Go ahead.
We have to pay $700 a day because we got this bill to pay, and it should not be like that. So we want to do a better job in, as they say, securing the bag. San's on here. Hey, San, give her a shout out. And securing our bags so we won't be in this place again. That's what I'm praying that this platform will do for all of us because I'm in it just like everybody else. We want to make sure that we create fundamental principle that we, if God forbid we're in this place again, or we don't know how long it's going to be, that we're better prepared. That's what I'm saying. Because this is new. It took everybody by storm, but we can get through it. Before we go, I'm going to give the last thoughts to Tura. I hope this has been a blessing to everybody. Thanks, Sam. We love you too. Y'all go out and check out the product that I created. It's for barbers and stylists. It's not just for hairdressers, but it's for barber and stylists. And it's a strategic handbook, if you will, for opening, like a lot of these things. And I just like to give my credentials of why I feel you should support this. I've taught this for a number of years. And if we could just be honest, when we get out of school, we close. Some of us, I can't say all of us, some of us close out a lady standard book of close and we don't revisit again. But a lot of this stuff, sanitation procedures for combs, tools, implements, they're already in there. So I took upon myself to kind of compile them in a easy read, friendly quick reference guide that will help you implement this in your salon if in the event you kind of forgot procedures of things. Now, we want to always follow manufacturer instructions of your product. So you want to give time and allowance for you to read and be up on those so you know the greatest and the latest things that you're going to use so you can secure and make that salon a healthy environment for your clients to come into. So I want you all to take advantage of that. Tura, thanks so much for coming on in. I mean, this has been awesome, awesome platform. I'm so honored to have Miss Angel Sand, Tony, and I see some other stylists that are on here. Some clicked off, but we appreciate so much. And I just pray God prosper your business and what you're doing. I bless you for your heart and just servicing the community. One of the things I know about Tura, and I'm gonna say it in her face, she loves to serve the community, and whatever she has, that's how we kind of strengthen our friendship. We got together and we've had talks. We've had so many witty inventions that the Lord has given us. So I just pray. I'm going to yield the last comments to you. If you all want to purchase, again, this is a shameless plug, and yes, I am selling. Go and buy it. It's on my website. If you're on Facebook, I put the link on Facebook. If you click the picture, you can go ahead and purchase that. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. We didn't go over it tonight because I didn't want to keep everybody too long, but there's also a liability waiver in there that's going to protect you, the stylist, that if, God forbid, your client come up in there and lie, and y'all know if they lie about color, I love clients, but if they tell you a little white lie about color, I ain't coughing. I just got choke on my cheese sandwich before I get here. You want to protect yourself. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So we have a liability waiver. This is our new norm. You got to protect yourself because you don't want to find yourself in court. And it's all over the news. Check me out. Google it. Stylists are being sued because people have contracted the virus in that salon environment. We can only do all we can to help keep them safe, but you want to protect yourself. So I have a liability waiver in there. I have some free posters that you can print. It's a PDF file. So run right now to the website and secure those. I promise it's going to help you out. Go ahead, Tura. We're going to give the end of the show to you. And so you just, if you have anything closing, I don't have any, but I have one question. Are there any? Oh, okay. Somebody asking, are there any other packets for clients before reopening? Do you have anything like maintenance kits, Tura, maybe for clients that they can purchase? I know I do. You can find them on my website. I have home maintenance kits, but Tura, do you have anything like that available for your clients?
No, I didn't do the maintenance kits. I pretty much contacted my clients and told them what to do. I text every client and told them what to do in between not seeing me. So I didn't sell the maintenance kits. No.
Okay. Are you offering virtual consultations too? Like, are you doing anything like that, or?
Yes, I have FaceTime new clients because, like I said, I didn't have to with my older clients. With my clients I've been servicing for a while, I do still do write the pen in the book. I still hand them the book and they write down their information. I'm old school. I hadn't put it in the computer yet, and so I kind of know what my clients are already dealing with: high blood pressure, diabetes, sickle cell, whatever, because they already fill those things out. If you and the funny part is I actually made my own. I actually went to Hobby Lobby, got a book, and created my own book because I could not. Sally's used to sell those client profile books back in the day. They say people don't buy them. Mm-hmm. They say people didn't buy them anymore, and so they stopped selling them. So I had to literally create my own. And so what I did is I created my own. And so I have, like I said, I have my own book that I made because they don't even sell them in the stores because nobody is doing that anymore. The client profiles, which is funny, but they've gotten away from that.
Right, and some people too, they're doing digital.
They are doing digital. Yes.
Digital, which I'm like you. I have that capacity with the software that I use for my scheduling, but I don't like the digital. So it's funny. Before all of this happened, like you said, I went and made some what we call shout out to Miss Helen of Euro Design, who taught me this when I first started doing hair, client cards. And
that's what I did, yeah.
In my salon right now with just what you're saying. You have a book, but I have, because my thing was I will put in color, and I'm like, what did I give you? And that's so unprofessional. But I'm being transparent, guys. I'm like, what color I get you? I know it was black, but and then I found out what was happening. My mother has allergic reaction to certain colors. Never had that happen before. So it pushed me further. And that's what I'm saying. This whole pandemic is pushing us to be more professional in our craft. I had to come up with client cards, and now I document every color I could. They taught us this stuff in school. They taught us that, but we didn't do it.
Away. Yeah.
So just to share, I'm going to go ahead and put San's number up for those of you that might be on here and you want to, her number is on the screen. I hope everybody can see that. And she has sanitizer, those kits or maintenance kits. If you need, you could call her, or my primary product that I use is Affirm. If you're looking for that, you can also go to the website. We're all in this together. I don't care whoever you get it from, just as long as you get it to keep your hair maintained until you can come back and see us. And please, whatever y'all do, don't do a relaxer right here in your face. Don't put no relaxer in your hair. Don't do that at home, because we're gonna have another mess to straighten out. Just shampoo and conditioning and put it behind your ear till you get back to us. Don't try to be creative and do your own bangs and cut your own hair. That's a whole different subject, because we don't have time to straighten out all that stuff when you mess up and you come back in there. So just deal with it. You ain't going nowhere anywhere. Where you going, to your living room? So you can wait to it. So Tori, go ahead.
I have some clients that really can't, like, just cannot bend over and shampoo, and I told them to take Sea-Breeze or any form of antiseptic on a cotton ball and clean their scalp off, because you're just really cleaning your scalp of the debris. You just want to have a clean scalp. So if you cannot, shampoo your own hair, just go ahead and keep your scalp debris clean. Take the antiseptic and just go through the scalp, and it feels good. In the midst of that, it feels good. But I really I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come into the living room. I appreciate it. So I thought I would come in my living room since you was in yours. And I just want to say thank you for that. And then to the stylists, like we was talking about, this is going to be our new norm. Wearing a mask at work is what we're going to have to do. So we're going to have to stand behind the chair now with the mask on. And don't feel bad about that, and don't allow anyone to make you feel uncomfortable that you have to wear it, because we was going to get our nails done and the nail tech was wearing masks the whole time. And so we don't question why they do it, and so we're not going to allow anyone to question why we do it. So I do understand that it's going to be hard to service a client with a mask on their face while you're servicing. So you, as the stylist, are going to have to keep this mask on for the whole service. This is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to invest in more gloves, because you're going to be switching and throwing gloves away quickly, where we would, let's keep it real. We'll keep a glove on and then do something else. We're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to keep transferring one thing to the next. So gloves going to have to be awesome. We're going to go through gloves like we're going, and so these are the things we're going to have to stock up on. I say this, if you have a business and you do not have business credit, please get that, because if you get business credit, those are things that you can have with your business credit card that can help you purchase these things, like from Uline and different other companies, Sally's. You can buy these things wholesale if you have, business credit. If you don't have these things, hopefully Dre will come back on and we'll do another class, or he'll get someone on here that can do a class that can help salons learn how to structure their business. Like he said, a business structure class where you can learn how to do business credit.
Definitely, absolutely.
And because there are things that we can purchase in bulk that we don't have to keep running to the store, into these beauty supply stores, grabbing these things. Yes, we definitely want you to buy professional products, rather, like we said, Straight Request. That's our friends, so we plug them. But also,
we got you, girl.
Yeah,
we got you.
But we want you. We definitely want you to buy professional products. But we also don't want you to have to keep going to the beauty supply. They're getting our money in droves, and they're not caring about us. We're going into and we know who they are, and we don't have to. I don't have to call those people out. But we're going into their businesses, and they're not caring about us. They're not caring about our health. And so we're going there, and we could just buy these things in bulk. But how you buy these things in bulk, you need to have business, your business structure with business credit, and
Right.
there's so much. So I don't want to give all that away right now. When he does do the class where he do the structure, I want to at least throw a piece in to help you guys, and at least try to send you in the right direction. Because, like I said, Dre, he's an educator. And when I get lost somewhere, I call him, because he's right. A lot of times we don't put them books down and we don't go back and pick that book back up. So I know I got him to call and say, hey, what is this and that? So it's good to have someone that you can call, but we have to learn how to really structure our business so that even when these pandemics happen, or if this, God see fit that we be in this thing a year or 2 years, that we are prepared with every aspect of the business, and for us to utilize our gift in every kind of way, even if we are behind the chair. So I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come in, and I hope that this helped somebody. If it just helped one person, then we did our job.
We did our job. I want to do this. Thanks again to Tour. I put that in my notes, by the way. So we're going to be working on that. I got the name Business Right. We're going to do Business Right. Start the business right. I see Dr. Polite on here. Kudos for joining in. And that's actually my coach. But this is one of the things that we had a conversation about, how, and this is leading to another conversation, but because we got to get off here. But like I said, this is such good conversation, and it's thought provoking, because for so long in the Black community, we have these pop-up salons all over the place, but the structure is not there. And that's what Tua was talking about. So when the structure is not fortified, then you set yourself up for failure. And what I mean by that, we can deck out a salon. Come on. We got to know how we can get some oops paint. We can get some oops paint and make it happen. But when you talk about the business aspect and structure, it's not there. Like Tour's talking about the line of credit through your business. We don't know how to pay yourself, because nobody never taught us this. We think it's a trophy, or we've arrived because we have a salon or a barber shop. I'm gonna leave that alone.
No, go ahead.
We got a barbershop. We got this, and you go in there and we dress it up, and that's as far as we go. Now the landlord, 2 or 3 months, and now the rent, we got to close the place down because we didn't set the structure right. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's not the white man. It's not all the money over there. That has nothing to do with it. It's about us creating a structure and starting where we are. We go and look at other people, and we see their salon got chairs with diamonds in it, and we want it too, but your budget ain't there. So what we do extra heads to get a diamond chair, but we can't sustain the business. So we're going to talk about that. Tour got my juices flowing. We're gonna do something.
I have to say this before you hang up. That is a lot of reason why the SBA didn't give us loans, because our business isn't structured the right way.
You're right. Yeah.
And so that was a lot of reason why a lot of us did not get the loan, because even though they didn't count us anyway, but that was one of the reasons to not let them count us, because our business wasn't structured right. A lot of people do not have business bank accounts.
You're right.
They don't have business bank accounts. They're just doing business. They just cash out me and I'm done. They don't have a business. They don't have a business bank account. They don't have a Duns and Bradstreet number. They don't have. It's so much that they don't have as a business. They don't even really have. A lot of them don't even really own the name. They just come up with a name today, and it's like that's it. I've had someone, and seriously speaking, I've had someone. There's a salon that was named the same name as mine, and I was like, "How could that happen? I thought I paid for this name." And come to find out, the person just put it on Facebook and just had a name.
That's it.
They didn't own the name; they just had a name. And I didn't want to. I know this was an African American young lady. I didn't want to sue her. I didn't want to say, "Hey, listen, you can't use this name." You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. Right. It's a lot, and you work hard for this stuff. And I did everything trial and error, but that's a whole nother story. We'll be here till tomorrow. I'm not gonna do that. It's trial and error, but I don't want. I say it was trial and error for me. I don't want people to have the error, or the trial. So if we can, when you decide to do this class, I'm on with you, and I'm quite sure you can grab Tony and a lot of these other people who have been in business a long time and who have taught us, and grabbed our hand to help these, to help people do business like business and not just open up and say, I do hair.
Right.
Because those are the people who just do hair who are going to not use the sanitizers, not use the barbicide. These are the people who are not going to utilize these things. And then they're going to harm these people. And then these people got to come back to us.
Right.
And I don't want that.
Right, exactly. Vaughn said, one of my good friends, she said, nor could the business or the employees receive unemployment because the structure, if I'm understanding correctly, the structure was not set up right.
Yes, that's correct. I don't know. Is that Vaughn Leon? Is that our Vaughn Leon?
No. No, this is a friend of mine. She's a nail tech. Yeah.
Okay, but that she's correct. She's correct. Yes.
So, guys, we thank you all for tuning in. And I want to do this. If you're on the live tonight, Tura, I don't have her information, but you can find her. She said that's correct. Yeah, you can find her on Facebook. And it's so funny, when I was doing this, I put up the flyer and I forgot to put my Facebook handle on that. Y'all pray for me. So I put out the flyer. Like, I don't know where to go. But share what we're doing. Share this out for the replay, and we're going to come back. I'm going to get with Tura and some other friends of mine, and we're going to kind of collaborate and put together something called Business Right. And for those this is one of the things that I would like to see us start right, even with like Tura myself. I learned a lot from trial and error, but we have a plethora of knowledge in front of you that will get the resources that you need. One of the things that the Lord is always continuously speaking to me, a lot of times we think it's coming just through us, but he's put people with wisdom that will navigate us and guide us to the place where we need to be. We just have to take advantage of it. So I'm just praying that we take advantage of these platforms. And not only this one, just a shout out to Sola, which is where I work, Sola Salon Suites. They have been doing a phenomenal job of educating us, the stylists, and even before I knew about the SBA loan and the PPL loans and unemployment, all that kind of stuff, they gave us classes and workshop, guys. They gave us webinars to walk us through filling out the applications and different things of that nature. So I appreciate that, kudos. But what I'm saying that to say, we have to take advantages of platforms, people giving us wholesome information, so we won't go out there and like, oh, well, I didn't know that. There's no excuse now. So again, thanks to her of a new you hair salon and spa. Thank you again for joining us. Hope that this has been just a wealth of knowledge to everybody. I want to pray before we close, and then we're going to go ahead and sign off, and we'll put up flyers and different things that when we'll come back in with the segment of the hair. Like I said, my wheels are turning. I might do a separate segment because I don't want to mix it up with my living room, because this is my living room, so I got to give people those basic Bible principles. But I thank you all for joining with us tonight. This has been refreshing to me, and you can tell we got a lot of knowledge to give, and it's trouble cut out. But I want to pray. So where you are, just agree with me. Father God, we thank you, first of all, for Tura unselfishly coming on this live and sharing knowledge and just giving us insight and encouraging us with her life and what she's done as it relates to the beauty industry. Now, God, we pray for every stylist that's represented on here. We pray for even every family member or every client that's on this live, or those that will even be in the replay of this segment. We pray that you give them insight, strategy, witty inventions. For those that are in a place of despair financially, we call from financial support from the north, the east, the south, and the west, that it will sustain them. You said in your word, God, as long as there's seed time and harvest, there will be, as long as the earth remains, there will be seed time and harvest, God. You said you're the God that will give seed to the sower. So we thank you, and we are mindful of your promises. And because of that, we cry, Abba, Father, which art in heaven, and we thank you that you shall cause us to secure everything in our life, because your promises are yes and amen. So we thank that everyone is blessed on this live, and we thank you for the knowledge that we receive. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. God bless you all. Thank you again. Don't forget to go to my website and take advantage of the offer. I'm telling you, I got a phenomenal price. It's so unbelievable. I'm not going to even tell you now, but I'm going to change the price tomorrow. So you want to go over there and get your kit. I promise you it's going to bless you. and help you sustain your business in this time. So you're gonna, or if you don't need it, let somebody else know about it, that it'll help their business. So you can secure and help what's necessary to secure your business and protect yourself. Thanks again, Tura. Y'all visit
You're welcome.
You Salon and Spa. She got some girls over there that can, I mean, beat the heck out of your face. And so we appreciate all that you do. And she's a phenomenal hairstylist. And I want to say this about her: not only can she style hair, but she can cut hair. And I'm gonna drop the mic with that. She can cut hair for real. Leave that alone. Thanks, Tura. God bless you. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for tuning in to another great episode of The Living Room. God bless you. Take care.
God bless you. Bye-bye.